Well, hello everyone, it's Kari back again with you on the channel to share some really fun new mini die sets with you. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a double window magical shaker card. This one is called Lots of Letters, and you get two mini envelopes, two medium-sized envelopes, and a large one. It also comes with hearts and some mini wax seals. Now this is another one called Mini Crests, and you get two dies with this. I'm only showing you one here. This next one is Candy Slugs, and then there are Flying Keys, and this one is the Flying Cars. As I said, these are all sold separately. I just have them put together on the same magnet sheets. This one here is Lightning Bolts. There's one called Glasses, and the last one is Frogs and Beans. So if you know about those candies, I mean, they're super cute. So today I've already cut out quite a few of these. We're going to create that double window magical shaker with them, and they are so fun. So take a look here. I've cut out quite a few of them, not all, but quite a few. We've got glasses there, and they also cut out those little black polka dots that come out of the center of the glasses. So you could use those in your shaker cards as well. Here's the little letters. I'm going to add some of those hearts and mini wax seals on them. You can see the different sizes. They're great for shaker pieces. They're also great to use on a card front if you want to create a lot of letters going across your card. They're great for pop-up elements, and so they're really awesome. And I just thought these were the cutest. So here you can see the small, medium, and large size envelopes. On this little crest, I cut it out of silver metallic and then backed it with some gold glitter cardstock. And then look at these keys. I cut the keys themselves out of metallic silver cardstock. And then the wings I just cut out of regular white cardstock. So you can use those together just like this, or you can use one wing at a time, which is what I decided to do on the smaller keys here. So there are a couple different sizes of keys as well. And I just thought those looked super cute like that. And then I cut out some of those lightning bolts in yellow cardstock, and I also used some gold metallic cardstock. To get started, I'm going to ink up a background very quickly with some blue distress inks. Starting out with a really light one, I am using some speckled egg, a little bit of faded jeans, I believe, and I'm going to just kind of blend those up together. See if I can get a good little blend, but it's not going to really matter how well you blend this if you're going to do the next little treatment that I'm going to do on this panel. So I'm just basically getting the color down, and then I'm going to take some lunar paste with this lightning bolt stencil. I love this stencil, and I thought the gold lunar paste would look really cool with it, so I'm just going to put some of that down and use my stencil pal here to spread that out. Now, my first plan was not to get this all over the panel, but as it turns out, I couldn't stop. And so I ended up just covering the entire panel. I still had quite a bit of lunar paste, so I collected it all back and put it back into the jar. Now take a look. This is so cool looking. It's got that metallic gold to it. And I'm just going to clean everything up. Now I've already colored up a character from the Letters stamp set, and I'm going to take the Back to Class stamp set and use a few images from that. This is from the new Magical Collection release, and that character is from a previous release. So I'm taking a circle die. I decided to go with the larger circle just because I wanted a little more room for those shaker pieces. And I thought it looked better on that card panel. By the way, this card panel is completely dry. Don't try to do this while it's still wet. But I ran that through my die cutting machine, cut out the circle, and now I have a card base, a top folding card base, and I'm going to run that through the card base again to cut the circle out of the front panel of the card base. That's because we want this to be a double window to see back into the inside of the card. And so that's what's going to create this magical look. So those are going to fit together nicely, and you saw that I lined that circle up perfectly on both panels so that when we sandwich those together, it's going to be perfect. Now I am cutting some acetate into a little square to fit right behind that circle on the first panel. And so I'm going to take some score tape, some really strong double-sided adhesive tape, and we're going to tape it on the back of the lightning bolts panel and on the front of the card base itself. So we're going to have the acetate on the back of the first panel and on the front of the card base so they can sandwich together. So I'll remove that backer, add the acetate. Before I added the acetate, I quickly used an old dryer sheet. You can see that right here. It's really old dryer sheet. I used that on the acetate. I want it to reduce some of the static cling so that those shaker pieces don't end up sticking to the acetate, at least. They end up sticking a little bit together. I made one critical mistake, and I am going to share that with you. So hopefully you will not make the same mistake I did. I had to trim a little bit of the acetate so that it wasn't coming off the end. And now I'm going to take this beautiful staircase and stamp that on the inside of the panel. So you can see I just have it set up here so that I stamp that down quite a few times to get a really nice dark impression. And we're going to be able to see that through both of the windows when we close our shaker card. So you can see that here. And now I'm going to start lining things up. Now I'm not attaching these together yet. I'm going to add my character here, and then I decided to stamp down the door that's in that back to class set. I used that circle that I cut out for the cardstock because I didn't want to waste any of that. And now I'm just going to color up this door using some dark browns and also bring in a dark red. So you can see I've got E79. I'm going to start with that color. I'm going to go in with some E57 and blend that out just a little bit. Then I'll go in with E55 to blend that one. And I also have E53 here. So this is really, really simple coloring, but it does create a little bit of a dramatic effect when you're finished. That's why I really like this kind of coloring where you add multiple shades. I think it's really fun. So this door just reminded me of those flying keys, and so that's why I wanted to add it. Now for this one I added that dark red with the R59, and then I added some browns, and now I'm going to use the coordinating die to cut that out. I wanted to add the door to the top here, and then I'm going to add some flying keys to the front of this panel as well. So let's go ahead and glue those down so we can start working on putting everything else together. This is kind of how I decided to lay it out, with the door up at the top, the little character down on the left, and then a couple of the flying keys added to the front. So see, these elements are more than just shaker pieces. They can be added to the fronts of your cards as well. I did use the Dark Alley stamp set, and I used one of the keys on that as well. So if I can remember, I'll add a picture of that at the end. Now I'm going to also add some foam adhesive all around this. I only am using one layer of adhesive this time. It's not double thick. I thought since these pieces were so thin, they're cut out of cardstock, that one layer of foam adhesive would be just fine for this shaker. And now I'm going to start putting some of those shaker pieces right here. So I chose some of the glasses. There's a larger size and a smaller size of those glasses. And then I picked the letters that have that wax seal die cut to them. I chose one of the crests with the H in it, and then some of the lightning bolts, the yellow ones, and I added a few gold ones as well, just for good measure. And I think that's going to be perfect just like that. I also added some of the keys in there. So that's really looking good. And now it's time to remove the backer. Now this is where the critical mistake happened, because normally before I remove the backer, I will take some anti-static powder and go around the edges of the foam tape just so my shaker pieces don't stick to the foam tape in case it's sticky around the edges. But look, it's too late. I've already removed all of the backers and I forgot about it until I had added it to the card. So if you remember, please do that. It will help your cardstock to not stick to the edges of the foam tape. Because see, I start shaking it and pretty soon we're going to get some sticking. Now I did stamp Spooky How the Time Flies on the inside with some blue ink. I'm going to add the larger key to the inside there. And then I'm going to see how okay, there's where you can see how it starts sticking to the edge right there. So I'm kind of upset that I forgot to do that, but oh well, I mean, it's a handmade card, right? It'll be fine. After I got these shaking a little more, they did release a little bit, and so I didn't have too much of a problem long term, so hopefully it'll work out good for you too. Now I stamped with blue ink the Have a Magical Birthday from the Letters stamp set, and I put that right on the front, and Spooky How Time Flies is on the inside. Now this is so true. I mean, I'm going to send this to my nephew. He has grown up so fast. So here's a closer look at our card. I hope you enjoyed this double window magical shaker card. It was super fun to create. I just love a double window. Oh, and here's the dark alley card I created. See the key on the bottom there? I hope I have inspired you to create some magical cards today. Don't forget to check out all the new release at the shop at Miss Ink Stamps. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll have more crafty inspiration for you soon. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.